So as Nicholas mentioned, my name is Randy Printz. I'm the CEO at ClearCube. I've been with ClearCube about 4 years now. Tell you a little bit more about ClearCube. So for those of you that don't know about us, we've been around for coming up on 13 years now. And there's a lot of invention that we did and first to market. So throughout the presentation, I'll cover some of that in ClearCube. Just a sampling of some of the customers. It's not all of them by any means, but in the areas that Tony said before, financial services, you can see quite a few of them that are up there. Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, Millennium Partners, Wachovia, of course, you know, we have Carnegie and many other the prestigious ones out there. The government side, just about every government that you can think of. You've also seen a lot of media. So we've currently had a study from IDC about the total cost of ownership. They're now working with us again, and we're having another IDC meeting that shows the savings, both from the total cost of ownership for moves, add, changes, but also on the power and the green side, and that'll be coming out soon. Always in the paper as far as getting information from Wall Street Journal, from IDC, CRN. We also, when we first brought our software virtualization solution out, we entered it the year we had there. We won best over at VMworld with the software. Our blade technology back in 2006 won best blade technology. That was not just PC blades, that was all blades across it. So I talked about innovation before. One thing I really have to stress is that we've been in this business, and it's not a sideline to us. This is our business. We've developed this area. We're first to market with the PC over IP and a quad monitor, which is the one that they'll be showing you today. We've been selling this quad monitor system coming up on 3 years now. I mean, to date, there's a lot of other people out there that are kludging or cabling a lot of them together, but we've had it designed for quad monitors and been selling it coming up on 3 years now. First to market with the dual system. You can see the dual system that's up there. Over 5 years of the PC over IP experience. We were Teradici's very first partner that we were working with. We've been working with Teradici since 2003. So there's a lot of experience, a lot of history there. We also have the largest install base of PC over IP workstations. We have the largest install base of trading floors. So for everyone that's in here looking at their trading floors, the experience we have on that is very critical. And whether it's trading floors down in Brazil, whether it's in the Baltic regions, whether it's in Europe or in the US, there's a lot of innovation and a lot of feedback that we've received from our customers that we've designed into our products. Also driving the product innovation, our next generation, I'll cover some of this as far as why we're coming out with some of the products, and a lot of it's from the financial sector. It's input from the financial sector that we receive in order to develop this. So very proud of the quad monitor system, just a little build here. This is the little client that's over there, 4 DDI out in the back. Very, very efficient for the trading floors. And we started off with the trading floors, but what we found out that command and control has been coming up quite a bit. And when we say command and control, government agencies, 911 call centers, ambulance dispatches, anywhere that they need high def, zero latency, and they want to put their data center in maybe another city and still have the high quality. So command and control has been coming up with that. We talked about global standard. I mean, you can't get any better names than some of the ones that are up here. Again, very happy to have Carnegie up there. Might be a little bit premature, but SEB, Wells Fargo, Alphatane over in Cairo's trading floor. Wachovia, we've been working very closely with Wachovia now for about 8 years. Morgan Stanley, CBOE just redid their whole trading floor on it. Bank of Itaú and Santander down in Brazil. And again, as you'll see going through here, the system is a very robust, high reliability, so the total cost of ownership goes down, but the performance, the monitoring, and then also the software, by pulling it together, makes a complete solution. Financial case study. Let me just mention, this is one of our Fortune 50 customers up there. They were doing moves, adds, and changes. Somebody said this is a little bit low, but it depends if it's a union or not, or how you're set up to make changes. When you go to New York or somewhere, it's very expensive, because then they'll get a union person to unplug it, they'll get one to hook it up, they'll get another person to move it. It's amazing how long it would take. And now what they'll do is take the portal, go over, switch it, move it, and they're done. What we've also found on these moves, adds, and changes, down in Brazil, a lot of the traders are now working in groups. And so they may work with 2 or 3 other traders, and then the next week they'll move and work with 2 or 3 other traders. And being able to switch them, just the IT person switching where their connection is and have their session and their blade there, has been fantastic. So we've seen a lot of banks and traders doing that. 4 monitor systems, again, trading floor has been working fine. One of the best designs that we've put out there and got patented on it was what we call our mass storage lockout. On our PC blade, there's jumper settings that you can set so that you can physically block out the USB. So if customers have these out at their products on the desk or anywhere else, anyone that wants to stick a USB in there and either take data or to upload it, they can't. It's blocked. So you control that. Your IT person can control the settings, and if they want to block it so that nobody can put a DVD in there and take it, or a key fob and take data, you can set that. You control it. By having this right there, you can see the military and the government and financial services, that you're not losing any data, but more importantly, what we found is people accidentally are loading viruses. They're not doing it maliciously, but probably everyone in here has a little key fob, like what we're using right here, and you'll put it in, load something up, and there could be a virus on or anything else, and then you start affecting everyone else. Your IT administrator can set that. And it's been so effective on there that we have Los Alamos Labs is one of our customers. And they do all the nuclear research work, and they were using PCs. And so every night they would go around with armed guards, take the PCs off, disconnect them, and they would physically go lock them in a vault every night. And then when they've switched over to the ClearCube product, they just power them down, and that's it. They don't have to go lock them up every single night. So that happened a few years back once a lot of the nuclear data went missing. And there's a better way now. So a little bit of investment up front, saving them quite a bit. We talked about green, which is very important as we go through. ClearCube is green before it is even cool to be green. I mean, we were having low wattage systems that were out there before anyone really realized it. But if you look at the heat dissipation, either having PCs at your desk or being able to air condition your data centers much more efficiently than having a bunch of power in your different rooms and everything else. We're seeing drastic savings, more than half of it, as far as the PC, the efficiency of it. Because you're designing your blade for that product. You're not designing it to have extra power for all kinds of video cards or add-ins. It's designed for it. Very economically and very friendly. You also don't have all the e-waste as far as the extra plastic, the cases, the chassis. It makes a big difference, and it does reduce your carbon footprint. There's numerous programs in the U.S. that they have to have 6% savings per year going on. And some of the hospitals and government agencies, at least in the U.S., when they swapped over, they took care of themselves for the next 8 years of their savings just on power by switching over to the blade system. Slashing operating costs 60%. Centralized management of PC. This has been a very, very important area, is our software that is able to do a swap a person's blade out. They don't have to drive in. If you call them at midnight and they're at their house, they can log on remotely from their house. They can swap someone to another blade, and they can also choose when they're going to fix it. Very similar to what Tony said. Also, the software that glues it together is very flexible. So that if you want to set alerts If you want to say, if I start seeing a fan speed slow up, or a voltage that drops, or my CPU temperature gets to it, you set your dashboards, you set your parameters, and then you can do the fixes at your leisure.